Right out of the gate for episode 2, we're gonna start getting right into the draft. This is my draft board. As we talked about in previous episode, we have the 21st pick still as of now, and we have 2 early second round picks. So you see my draft board. It's not well, how many guys we got on here? We got 13 guys. None of these guys are the top tier names that you guys are hearing about in the draft because obviously there's no reason to waste scouting trips or just scouting time on guys that won't be around at the 21st pick. So I have no order as to who is top as the top of my list. I'll probably make an order after we do the draft combine. I mean, not the draft combine, but the pre-draft workouts, which is right here. So we get 12 invitations. I had 13 guys, and if there's a way, it's not okay. So what we'll start is we'll go by these rankings because that's how I was able to do my draft board. I went by the rankings. I had Tyrell Terry on there. Um, and I'll go and say why I have some of these guys on here. Tyrell Terry, you see, is a shot creator at the point guard position. We're going to, like I said when I spoke about Zaire Smith, we need shooting and defense. And, we prefer for people to have both, but one or the other. And if you can't contribute one of those things, then we're probably not going to look your way. So the same thing with Tyrell Terry. Patrick Williams, we're hoping he could be around. Maybe he fall. There's a high chance he won't be around, but his defensive upside is tremendous. Same with his rebounding. Jamias Ramsey, I spoke on early. It's like a microwave guy off the bench, and I think the Sixers lack that a lot too. They lack a true shot creator. And we saw that when Ben's not a shot creator, but like they could have really used a guy at certain times in that Celtics series who was just like, shit, I'm gonna just go make some shit happen myself. And at times it was Alec Burks, but I don't think you can rely on Alec Burks to do that for you in a 7-game series, especially when you haven't asked him to do that all season really. So it's kind of give or take. Sadiq Bey, again, two-way potential, knock down the shot at a high level. So we're looking there. Emmanuel Quickly, we spoke about him and his shooting abilities. Other guys, Jaden McDaniels, a guy is still young and is going to have to develop, but the potential is there defensively and offensively. He has a lot of talent. Was a McDonald All-American and one of the top recruited guys entering the college basketball season last year because at his size, at 6'9", 6'10", he can put the ball on the floor. He can make his own shot. He can shoot the three. He's had some high intensity defensive plays, and he's drawn some comparisons to like a more offensive Jonathan Isaac. So that's something there. You look at a guy like Tyshawn Alexander, like I said, that reminds you of another Josh Richardson. Robert Woodard, a guy that blocks a lot of shots at the small forward position and is very, very good at protecting the rim, and has an improved three-point shot. Aaron Nesmith, a sharpshooter, just point blank, over 50% shooting from 3 on 8 attempts. That's legendary shooting. 52% from 3 on 8.5 attempts per game last year in Vanderbilt. And obviously he went down with a foot injury. Desmond Bain, a guy who can score the ball as well, catch and shoot, get to the basket, and he has a nice NBA ready body right now. Then my boy, I'm gonna just call him Alec, the 7-foot power forward, extreme playmaking ability. Shows potential to be able to knock down the shot and be a stretch four. And we have one more invite. I'm liking Grant Riller, an aggressive scoring guard who will come off the bench and be looking to score there. And I like these scoring guards in this draft, like Grant Riller, Malachi Flynn, even Tyrell Terry, who I already gave the invite to, because even if they're on the floor with Ben, again, they're looking to score and shoot the ball, and they can still allow Ben to thrive with the ball in his hands. And we're not getting anybody that's going to force Ben to play out of his element. And I'm gonna invite Isaiah Joe because he shoots the ball at such a high level that we would just have to get him if he was on the board for us in the second round. And I think those are all of the guys that I feel comfortable with. I'm making sure. Jalen Smith I would have liked to have seen, but as of right now, if we're not trading Horford and we're keeping that 21st pick, I think Horford being our backup center is just perfectly fine with us. So I'm going to invite all of these guys to the pre-draft workouts. Multiple team. Oh, The reason it's saying that is because I still, for some reason, have control over the other teams in the league. I was controlling all 30 teams when I was setting up the league. I had to fire coaches. I had to make sure everything that happened in the real life, I went and made sure that it happened because we don't have a start today mode. Thank you 2K for not updating or just taking off the start today completely. So I created my own start today, and I basically made sure that everything that happened in real life happened on the game. So if you look at the standings, the Sixers were the 6th seed, Raptors were the 2 seed. Everything that happened, like Lakers versus, I need to have it. Lakers versus, I'll show y'all right here, standings, last year's standings. Like, everything is accurate. Everything is accurate. Lakers played the the Trailblazers in the first. Everything happened, and it's because I made it be that way. 2K didn't luckily make it. No, I had to spend a lot of time, days, to go in and make sure every team in real life wins and losses was on point to what happened up till the suspension of the league, and then I put in the bubble results and things. It was a mess. So now that we don't have the responsibility of the other 29 teams, boom, we start our pre-draft workouts, and we'll go with standing 3-point shots. So Tyshawn Alexander, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Naismith, and Emmanuel Quickly all are tied for number 1 as far as standing 3-pointers from NBA range with 20 out of 25, which is incredible. Now, moving threes, Isaiah Joe and Aaron Naismith tied for number 1. So these are, out of our workouts, the top 2 shooters. Let's remember that let's make mental notes here. The top 2 shooters from our pre-draft workouts are Isaiah Joe and Aaron Naismith, shooting at a high level. Tyshawn Alexander is right there in second as far as moving threes. Tyrell Terry shot the moving 3 well. He ranked second in both. Okay, so Tyrell Terry is there. Mid range, not really big on the mid range. But we'll see who shot well. Aaron Naismith shot well from mid range. No, that's actually the moving college 3. Mid is right here. Sadiq Bey shot it well, moving mid ranges. He shot it, and then standing 15-foot jump shot. Of course, Patrick Williams. But Aaron Naismith is top in everything. He's like top 2 in every single shooting category that we have here. Bench press, not really. As I said, Desmond Bain, the NBA body, the guy with the NBA ready body, of course, benched the most. Surprisingly, because I thought Patrick Williams may be first. Highest vertical is Robert Woodard, the shot blocking small forward out of Mississippi State. Lane agility goes to Jamias Ramsey, very athletic. So that's no surprise. And then the sprint is Robert Woodard, okay, which is impressive because he's a guy that gets a lot of his shot blocks from the help side. So that's very, very good to know. But now that we have that scouted and we have those guys scouted, we can go and take a look at our draft board, which should be updated, and it is, with the percentage of the scouting progress that we have. So I accidentally took my boy off of the list. Let's put him back on there. So now we can evaluate through these guys quickly. I would sort it, or I'll just stick to my draft board. So now that the percentage of the progress that's been scouted is higher, we'll have more information on these guys, and we'll flip through and see what we're working with. So it says about my guy Alec is that he's very comfortable shooting an NBA 3-pointer, should be able to hit shots from 15 feet regularly, and shows a good amount of upside. Be patient, and he can develop. That's the thing with him, and why he's intriguing to me, because yes, out of the gates, he probably is going to be a little lesser than the rest of the class. But if you're patient with a guy who's 7 foot, has potential to shoot the 3 ball, and can handle and play make already coming into the league, that's going to be his best trait. But if you allow the rest to catch up with him, and then his body at being 7 foot getting stronger, it's going to be hard to pass up on. Going to be very, very hard to pass up on. His weaknesses, he has issues scoring with his back to the basket. Obviously, that's not what he does. Not the best defender in the low post. Can be effective short term. That just means he doesn't have enough strength to contain guys in the post, but his length and his size allows him to be effective by blocking shots. Has a lot of room to grow with regard to steals. We're not even asking him to do that. Next guy, Aaron Naismith. Okay, I forgot to address his ceiling. For them, they're saying his ceiling is a bench player. His floor is a bench player. For Aaron Naismith, I ignore the names. The names are never accurate as far as who they're compared to. It just don't make sense. They're saying he can be a starter, though. Adept at disrupting the offense with his quick hands, has a knack for knowing where to be on offense, good finisher, could potentially attack the rim. He's bad at getting steals, doesn't pass as much as he should, vision isn't great, less muscle mass than you'd like to see at his size, even accounting for his age. So everything here, it seems right. That's what he has a knack of knowing where to be. That makes sense. Him shooting the ball as great as he shoots it, he should know where to be. I think part of that is knowing where to be on the floor. So no surprises with that. Tyshawn Alexander's bench appears to have a knack for steals. I think this guy can create his own shot at the next level. One of the best pure shooters in the draft. Drains three-pointers with ease. Those are a lot of key things that can get a guy drafted for me. So he has a knack for steals. They can think he can create his shot at the next level, and he drains three-pointers with ease. He fits every box that we would be looking for a wing. So Tyshawn Alexander is I guess he's already top 3 in my thing, but damn, he might be number 1 now. His weaknesses can get to his spots okay, but not great at holding them, which is fine. We're not asking him to post up. Sort of a black hole on offense. Not a lot of a passing guy. Okay. Patrick Williams, Andrew Wiggins, James Jones, starter bench. Good finisher, could potentially attack the rim, hits the mid-range jumper with some consistency, has very solid long-range shooting ability, can only create looks for himself against the worst defenders, doesn't seem to be as good of a rebounder as he probably should be. Below average post defender, can get exploited with matchups. Sadiq Bey, Danielle Marshall, Shannon Fry, good dunker with really solid finish overall. Looks like he has the potential to be something in his league. Good reflexes, seem to be able to anticipate action on the floor. Not that good at blocking shots now, may never be. Doesn't do well when posting up. Isn't someone that you can really rely on to get steals. Tyrell Terry, starter bench, has his rough spots, but a solid player overall. Keen sense of knowing what to do with the ball, when to do it. Looks to have one of the highest upsides in the draft. That's extremely high praise. So already we see we have a couple of guys that upside wise it's going to be very tremendous. And I think as the 76ers, we can contribute to some of those guys because we have a lot of foundational pieces. So a lot of guys are going to come in, especially these draft picks, they're going to come into the situation or the organization with minimized roles. You know, we're not going to ask Tyrell Terry to come in and be anything that he's not. And I don't know how this draft is going to go. I'm going to just put out this disclaimer before we get to it. As a matter of fact, I'll just send them my user pick and we'll just see. But, yeah, I don't know how 2K is going to draft because when I looked at the mock draft, I think we can look at it together right here. They have some wild shit going on. Cole Anthony going 2 to the Warriors, like just wild shit. In my Knicks videos that I was doing for y'all before I was like got this idea to do this, I controlled the first 3 picks to make sure that Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, and Melo went top 3, and then I let the CPU just do what they do for the rest of it. But to make sure no jackass shit happened, I controlled the first 3 picks. Obviously, I forgot about that, and I only controlled the Sixers for this. So I'm interested to see which way this goes. I'm going to just send to our pick at 21, and then we'll look at the draft summary to see what happened. So LaMelo went 1, Obi went 2, Owangu went 3. This is still intriguing because this could still potentially happen. Like the Warriors could take Obi Toppin it too. Owangu, I don't know if the Hornets are passing up on Anthony Edwards or Wiseman, but shit, if they fall in love with Owangu, then I mean, what? You know, who's to say? The Bulls go Edwards. Okoro goes 5th to the Cavaliers. Killian Hayes goes 6th to the Hawks. Interesting. Vassell goes 7th to the Pistons. The Knicks take Halliburton. Kyra Lewis goes 9th to the Wizards when they have John Wall, Cole Anthony, and then Wiseman falls 11 to the Spurs. Avagia Denny falls to the Kings. Tyrell Terry is taken off the board. The Pelicans took him. So the guy with the highest upside won't be available for us. Sadiq Bey also is gone. He went to the Magic. Patrick Williams is also gone. He went to the Trailblazers. Josh Green to the Celtics. Tyrese Maxey is gone, as we thought. Theo went to the Mavericks. Hampton to the Nets. And the Heat took Desmond Bane. So 3 of our guys that was on our draft board is now gone. We still have my guy, Alec. Aaron Neesmith is still here. Tyshawn Alexander. All of the guys are still here. But as far as not been drafted, our top 3 guys are still here. 3 of our guys have been taken. 4 of our guys have been taken, excuse me. So when I look at the top 3 now, Aaron Naismith is hard to pass up because of the shooting ability. Even Tyshawn Alexander, from what we read about, it's just hard to pass up on these guys. But then when I think about Alec and the potential he can bring us at that 4 position, or potentially down the line even 5, it's hard. It's hard to speak on. But if I look at us running Tobias at the 4, the backcourt being Ben and Richardson, one of these guys may get an opportunity to come in and start for us, because I would prefer to have Shake Milton and Matisse Thybulle off the bench personally, if one of these guys can come in and shoot the ball at a high rate, because Josh Richardson and Ben Simmons defensively on the perimeter should be good enough to where we don't need to throw Matisse Thybulle in the starting lineup. And then you have Joel Embiid obviously protecting the rim. The 2 liabilities, if it's going to be, would be Tobias and the rookie. This is tough because, like I said, Aaron Naismith was top ranked in every shooting category we did in our draft workouts, and Tyshawn Alexander was right there with them. But obviously, Naismith has the upper hand. Tyshawn Alexander has the upper hand defensively. So, and then Alec. Yikes. So what I'm going to do right now, first and foremost, is, like I said in the first episode, we already probably are going to bring back around 10 or 11 guys just contractually. So what I need to do is I need to trade some of these picks, because we don't have room to bring in 5 draft picks. So before I even make that decision, let's see if there's a way that I can take my 2 second-round picks and do anything with them. Is there anybody that would like, is there a way that even if I put 21 in, maybe there's a team that has, like the Celtics. Is there a team that has multiple first-round picks that would give us 2 back? There's nobody that's even trying to give a current. Everybody's trying to give us, like, New York has a 27th pick. So we would give New York 21, our 2 late second round picks, and they would give us 27, and then we would have 34 and 36, 27, 34, 36. I might as well just draft at 21. There's nothing that I'm gaining. But what if, okay, let's do this. Is there anybody that will give those trade finder, and we'll also give you Mike Scott? So I'm giving you 2 second round picks to take Mike Scott. And that the Milwaukee Bucks are asking for a 3rd. Who do we have to where we can get Mike Scott off of the books? So the Kings, I would prefer not to bring back a player. I would love to just wipe out. Like, if we could just trade Mike Scott 2 picks and get a pick back, I would be okay with that. I'm trying to look at teams that I know. The Nuggets, realistically, Paul Millsap is going to be a free agency. Jeremy Grant, I don't know their situation as far as him coming back or not, but they're in a need for power forward. Justin Jackson we would just be paying him the $5 million. The Lakers, they don't need the picks. The Jazz are trying to give Ed. I would do it with the Jazz if they'd be willing to just. I don't think the Clippers have any pick, but I don't want their first round pick. I'm trying to also think of teams that don't have picks. I would love to do this with the Clippers, but do I have to take Rodney? I have to take Rodney McGruder. Who? I don't even want first round picks. Y'all just want Mike Scott, Toronto. I don't even want those first round picks. I don't even want those. It seems like y'all just let me see y'all roster. Who is this? I thought I was. Oh, what is their roster? No. Yes, let's look at the players. So a lot of guys are saying they won't come back, which they will, but they're going to be losing Gasol, Ibaka. So, you know what? Pick. I don't want their first round picks. I don't want the next year first round pick either. Okay, let's go back. Yeah. Who can just take what I'm giving? I hate teams that are always try to add more to what I'm doing. Trades. I'm going to try to get this trade done before the video ends. I'm trying to give teams the 19th and 28th second round picks with Mike Scott. Boom. Now, who is willing to trade without giving me a player? Is there anything? And now look, now they're asking for more shit. And I don't even want, they're trying to give me 2 first round picks. I don't want first round picks. Perfect. Portland. But what is Portland's team looking like? Melo probably is a free agent, right? Hassan Whiteside is obviously leaving. All they have is Collins. Who else do they have that can play 4? Gabriel. So I'm just trying to make sure that it would make sense that they would take Mike Scott. Mike Scott does remind me of a Blazer type player. They got Nasir Little listed as a power forward, so I don't know about that. I'm not giving a first round pick. No. Mavericks, y'all can have them. Mavericks have money. I don't want their first round pick. They can keep Justin Jackson. So, boom, we are on the clock. Video about to be wrapping up, but I want to make my pick in Jaden McDaniels. What did they say about good dunker race? Looks like he has potential to be something in the league. Or can't get his spots okay, but good at holding blah. I think we have to go with Aaron, right? 21st overall pick, we're going to take Aaron Naismith. We're going to be wrapping this video up. Episode 3, I'll take y'all through the recap of the draft and the second round picks that we decided to do. I'm glad I was able to get the trade done. Hopefully open up a little bit more money. As y'all see, Tyshawn Alexander went right after Aaron. So hopefully my guy Alec is still available in the second round. But episode 3, we'll do that in free agency.